Hey, welcome all. This is part 7 of Java interview questions video. Today we are going to see basic collection framework. What is collection class in Java? List down its methods and interfaces. It is a framework in Java. A collection represents a single unit of objects, that is a group. Like we can have a list of names of people or set of integers. We have list, set, queue, which are part of collection in Java. We can achieve following operations using collections. We can search the element by iterating over it. We can sort the elements. For that we have sort method in collections. We can add the element using add method. We can remove the element using remove method. Let's check out pictorial representation. You can see we have a collection interface from which all interfaces are getting extended. Interface list, queue, and set extends collection interface. ArrayList, LinkedList, and Vector implements the list interface. Stack extends the vector class. Priority queue implements the queue interface. We have toQueue interface as well, which extends queue interface, which is implemented by ArrayToQueue class. HashSet and LinkedHashSet are implementing the set interface. Sorted set interface extends set interface. Also TreeSet implements sorted set interface. Let's see ArrayList. The ArrayList class implements the list interface. It uses a dynamic array to store the duplicate element of different data types. The ArrayList class maintains the insertion order, means if we have inserted 1 and 2, then it will store 1 at 0 index and 2 at first index, and it is non-synchronized. That is, simultaneous operations are not allowed. The elements stored in the ArrayList class can be randomly accessed. For this we have get method which takes the index of the element as argument. Here is the syntax to declare the ArrayList. Let's see LinkedList. LinkedList implements the collection interface. It uses a doubly linked list internally to store the elements. It can store the duplicate elements. It maintains the insertion order and is not synchronized. In LinkedList, the manipulation is fast because no shifting is required. Here is the syntax to declare the linked list. Let's see Vector. Vector uses a dynamic array to store the data elements. It is similar to ArrayList. However, it is synchronized, means we can multiple threads can perform operations simultaneously, and contains many methods that are not the part of collection framework. For example, element at, first element, last element, remove all elements. Here is the syntax to declare the vector. Let's see stack. The stack is the subclass of vector. It implements the last in first out data structure, that is stack. Last inserted element will be removed first. The stack contains all of the methods of vector class, and also provides its methods like push, peek, push method with argument, which defines its properties. Here is the syntax to declare the stack. Let's see priority queue. The priority queue class implements the queue interface. It holds the elements or objects which are to be processed by their priorities. Priority queue doesn't allow null values to be stored in the queue. Here is the syntax to declare the priority queue. Let's see ArrayDQ. It implements the toQueue interface. Unlike queue, we can add or delete the elements from both the ends. It is faster than ArrayList and stack. Also, it has no capacity restrictions. Let's see HashSet. HashSet class implements set interface. It represents the collection that uses a hash table for storage. Hashing is a technique from which we get the index to store the elements in the hash set. It contains unique items. That is, no duplicate elements allowed. Here is the syntax to declare the hash set. Let's see linked hash set. Linked hash set class represents the linked list implementation of set interface. It extends the hash set class and implements set interface. Like hash set, it also contains unique elements. It maintains the insertion order and permits null elements. Here is the syntax to declare the linked hash set. Let's see sorted set interface. Sorted set is the alternate of set interface that provides a total ordering on its elements. The elements of the sorted set are arranged in the increasing, ascending, order. The sorted set provides the additional methods that inhibit the natural ordering of the elements. You can see the syntax. Tree set. Java tree set class implements the set interface that uses a tree for storage. Like hash set, tree set also contains unique elements. However, the access and retrieval time of tree set is quite fast. The elements in tree set stored in ascending order. Here is the syntax to declare the tree set. What is difference between the ArrayList and vector in Java? Let's check out the difference. First one. ArrayList is not synchronized, that is, multiple thread cannot perform operations on the ArrayList simultaneously. Vector is synchronized, that is, multiple thread can perform operations on the vector simultaneously. Second one. ArrayList is not legacy class. Vector is legacy class. Third one. ArrayList increases its size by 50% of the array size. For example, if initial size is 10, then it will increase to 15. Vector increases its size by doubling of the array size. For example, if initial size is 10, then it will increase to 20. What is difference between array and ArrayList in Java? An array is a dynamically created object. It serves as a container that holds the constant number of values of the same type. It has a contiguous memory location. However, the ArrayList is a class of Java collections framework. It contains popular classes like vector, hash table, and hash map. Array is static in size. However, ArrayList is dynamic in size. An array is a fixed-length data structure. However, ArrayList is a variable-length data structure. It can be resized itself when needed. It is mandatory to provide the size of an array while initializing it directly or indirectly. However, we can create an instance of ArrayList without specifying its size. Java creates ArrayList of default size. It performs fast in comparison to ArrayList because of fixed size. However, ArrayList is internally backed by the array in Java. The resize operation in ArrayList slows down the performance. An array can store both objects and primitives type. However, we cannot store primitive type in ArrayList. It automatically converts primitive type to object. We use for loop or for each loop to iterate over an array. However, we use an iterator to iterate over ArrayList. We cannot use generics along with array because it is not a convertible type of array. However, ArrayList allows us to store only generic/type, that's why it is type safe. Array provides a length variable which denotes the length of an array. However, ArrayList provides the size method to determine the size of ArrayList. Array can be multi-dimensional. However, ArrayList is always single-dimensional. What is the difference between ArrayList and LinkedList? ArrayList internally uses a dynamic array to store the elements. However, LinkedList internally uses a doubly linked list to store the elements. Manipulation with ArrayList is slow because it internally uses an array. If any element is removed from the array, all the bits are shifted in memory. However, manipulation with LinkedList is faster than ArrayList because it uses a doubly linked list, so no bit shifting is required in memory. An ArrayList class can act as a list only because it implements list only. However, LinkedList class can act as a list and queue both because it implements list and dict interfaces. ArrayList is better for storing and accessing data. However, LinkedList is better for manipulating data. How to make Java ArrayList read-only. An ArrayList can be made read-only easily with the help of collections.unmodifiableList method. This method takes the modifiable ArrayList as a parameter and returns the read-only unmodifiable view of this ArrayList. Here is the syntax to declare the read-only ArrayList. Here is the example of read-only ArrayList. You can see we have taken ArrayList and added some elements. Then we have converted it using collections.unmodifiableList method. So we can convert modifiable ArrayList to read-only ArrayList. What is the difference between the length of an array and size of ArrayList? ArrayList doesn't have length method. The size method of ArrayList provides the number of objects available in the collection. Array has length property which provides the length or capacity of the array. It is the total space allocated during the initialization of the array. How to remove duplicates from ArrayList in Java. Let's check out example. Here you can see we have created a class test, in which we have taken ArrayList and added some elements in it. ArrayList is having duplicate elements as you can see. Let's see how can we remove these duplicate elements from the ArrayList. I will be showing two methods to remove the duplicate elements from the ArrayList. Let's see first method. Define the removedUp method which takes list as an argument. Print the initial array list. Now define the hash set of integers. Why we have taken hash set because set is having property of not containing duplicate elements. So just add our list into the hash set. Finally print the output. Let's call the method and run it. Here you can see the duplicate elements have been removed from the list. Now let's see second method. Define the second method just like first method. Again print the initial array. Let's define new list as result which will contain only unique elements. Now iterate over the input list. Add the condition as result list doesn't contain the current element. If the condition is true, then add the element in the result list. Then print the output again. Let's call the method and run it. Here you can see the duplicate elements have been removed from the list. Thank you for watching this video.